Welcome to the Okoruwa Human Experience Podcast. Here, we share stories that touch our hearts, challenging our thinking, and open our eyes to see the world differently. From personal journeys to powerful conversations, this is a space for truth, empathy, and reflection. Because every story matters, and every human experience has the power to change us. Your host, Victor Okoruwa. Let's dive in.
Hello, welcome to today's episode. This one is deeply personal. It's not just a story, it's an experience I lived through in the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, Nigeria. And I feel the need to share it with the public, the hospital management, and anyone listening who cares about how our health system is run. Because sometimes the stories we don't tell are the ones that keep repeating themselves. My mom was critically ill and admitted to the intensive care unit of the University of Benin Teaching Hospital. Naturally, as a son, I had to stay close by to look after her. But in Nigeria, when you are a patient relative in the hospital, you are not just there to offer care. You practically become part of the hospital staff. I was running errands for doctors, taking blood samples to lab for testing, making deposits for drugs and procedures, and handling logistics that ideally should be handled by the hospital system. And yet, for those of us who stay behind to look after our loved ones, there's no provision for rest, no bed, no waiting area, nothing. Families like mine have to sleep outside on the concrete floor, under the open sky, with no restroom facilities, and in conditions that are honestly inhumane. After days of this, I found myself breaking down physically and emotionally. Then came the morning, July 1st, 2025. I was pacing outside, consumed with worries about my mom. As I walked, I saw a small room in the chemistry department. Not a proper room, no door, no furniture, just bare wall with thin foam on the floor. Out of sheer desperation, I laid down on that phone to take a short nap. My body couldn't handle any more sleepless nights on the cold concrete or metal chair. But after just 5 minutes, the hospital staff at the chemistry department woke me up. He asked why I was laying there. I explained everything to him. How my mom was admitted to the intensive care unit. How I hadn't slept for days. How I was just trying to survive the situation. He demanded proof that I was indeed a patient relative. So I handed him all the receipts for the payment I have made. Then he asked for an ID so that he can correlate or compare the surname on the receipts and the ID. So I gave him my international passport, thinking that would solve the matter. What happened next shook me. He gave me back the receipts without checking them, and then told me that he was seizing my international passport. He said it was wrong for me to lay down in that room and that keeping my passport was his punishment for me. I couldn't believe him. I begged him to call the hospital security personnel, Nigerian police personnel, or even an immigration officer, so that there'll be at least an official record that my passport is in their possession. He refused and insisted that he was going to keep the passport. I held my ground for over.
Oh, I will make noise. You have no right to detain my international passport. You can call police or security people and give it to them. But since you are holding it, I will remain here. I'm videoing it. I'm not an educated person.
Keep the passport. I held my ground for over an hour till I finally got my passport back. He returned it, but the damage was already done. The stress, humiliation, and emotional trauma I went through that morning, on top of watching my mother's health decline, was overwhelming. Shortly after, my mom passed away. I am sharing this story not just because of my pain, but because I don't want anyone else to go through the same experience. Our hospital system is broken. Patients' relatives do not have to become unpaid hospital staff members. Patients' families shouldn't sleep outside in the open like beggars. Personal documents should not be held hostage out of spite. There needs to be a proper system in place. Waiting room, sleeping area, restroom, transparent process, and accountability. I want feedback from the public, the hospital management, and from anyone who has had similar experience, because if we don't speak up, things will not change. Thank you for listening to my story. If you have a similar experience like this, please share it. Together, maybe together we can push for a healthcare system that values patients and their family. Until next time, stay strong, stay hopeful, and keep speaking up. Bye. Thanks for your audience.
Thank you for joining the Victor Okoruwa Human Experience podcast. I hope today's story touched your heart, challenged your perspective, or reminded you of the power of our shared human journey. If this episode spoke to you, please subscribe, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and join in again next time as we explore more stories that shape the way we see the world. Your host, Victor Okoruwa, and until we meet again, keep living, keep learning, and keep embracing the human experience.